Hey, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Be Real Entertainment presents Sports Bit with my co-host, Crown Vic, and it's me, your boy, your player partner, your partner that's a real player out here in these goddamn streets. OG Good Game. You know what I'm talking about, man?
Yes.
Certified player. And I'm coming to you from the Hall of Game, where we're giving you 360 degrees of game. For those that don't understand, that's game all the way round.
Yes, sir.
All the way round. Now, we back at you with the NBA, and we wanna touch on the trades that happened in the league. And the most trade that dominated the headlines was Luka Doncic to the Lakers for Anthony Davis. Now, in your mind, who got the best of that trade? Short term.
Short term, if all the players were healthy, I'd say the Dallas Mavericks got the best of the short term because the acquisition of Anthony Davis combined with what they already had.
Defense.
Yeah.
And at least 24 points a game.
I think it rounds their team out into a really good contender. I mean, you got Kyrie at the point, you got Clay at the 2. I know Clay ain't Golden State Clay, but he's still a sharpshooter.
Still a sharpshooter.
And so, maybe he shoots better with that inside-out game.
Mm-hmm.
That Anthony Davis can give you. And then you got a twin tower effect with Gafford and Lively and Anthony Davis all in that big man rotation.
Right.
And so,
but to me that would open up the outside shooting, because when you got those two guys down there, you're gonna have to double one of them, and so that's gonna let the defense sag off, and that's gonna create open shots for anybody out there on the perimeter. So Clay should thrive.
Yeah,
he should thrive
Agreed.
in that scenario. But go ahead, finish your point.
Yeah, but no, I just think they have a more well-rounded team because once you add Luka to the Lakers roster as currently constructed, they have redundancies. I mean, the best players are redundant. I mean, they're essentially the same type of player, and they play the same type of way. So,
do you think Dallas was better with Luka and the chemistry that he had with the team, or they better with AD that don't have the chemistry with those players?
Well, I don't know. Did you see the first game at all, or did you?
I seen bits and pieces of it.
Because just off rip, looked like Kyrie and AD had hella chemistry.
Well, they played together on a few teams.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in the off season or something,
Right.
or maybe Olympics or something. But
The Olympics.
But they seem like they enjoyed playing together, and maybe they have that common thread of being LeBron's number 2, and maybe that kind of gives them a common thread that like we don't need to, we can do this shit ourselves. And Anthony Davis looked dominant before he got hurt.
Okay.
And he played 31 minutes before he got hurt. 26 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks.
Okay.
Fucking balling, like.
Right.
And so, I just think it completed their team.
So, Luka with Dallas is better, or AD with Dallas is better?
I think Anthony Davis with Dallas is more of a traditional team, and I think
that's not a traditional team. Most traditional teams don't have like 3 good bigs.
Well, what I'm saying is we've seen teams win like that. We've seen.
With 3 good bigs, where them out to me? Because
Well, I'm saying
I lost.
the Twin Towers, like you had David Robinson, you had Tim Duncan, you know, and they had, you know, capable backups. They had
that 20 years ago.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know, we've had like there's kind of a, you know, with the big man small dynamic. Like I think that's more of a traditional team. But the only team that I can think of that won with a, you know, small forward and point guard probably being their best 2 players is the LeBron.
Okay.
You know, like usually 2 perimeter players is tough. Now I know the Warriors, they won with
we didn't have a big.
They won 2 titles like that. They won 2 titles like that, where the perimeter players were the best 2 players. Well, you know, small perimeter players.
Okay, because I was gonna say all the titles that we won in the Steph era was like that because we never had
Because it was Clay
a good big man.
It was Clay and Steph, and then it was Kevin Durant and Steph.
Yeah, well, now you gotta say Iguodala too. You gotta put him in there because he's the MVP.
But who's he better than Clay, or who's he better than Steph?
I would say Clay.
You think he's better than Clay?
Yeah, because if it wasn't for Iguodala, Steph would have been the MVP. You know what I'm saying? But Iguodala got that one.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and then when they got KD, you know, and got 2 and 3,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it was KD and Steph, and then it was the 4th one was Steph and everybody else.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we never really had a good big man like that.
Right. I mean, well, if you look at the history in the league before Steph, I think 65% of the titles were won by big man. Your big man was the leader. I mean, you can go to Kareem, you can go to Will?
No, because when Kareem was there, Magic was the best. You know, Kareem he didn't even play. Magic won MVPs. Yeah. I watched it. I seen it. I was there. Yeah. So, but we can go. I understand what you're saying, but that just wasn't a good example. Kareem got him there, but you know what I'm saying, when it came time, showtime, Kareem was on the bench. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
I mean, Hakeem, Shaq, Bill Russell. Like,
I don't want to go way back there because sports fest audience and fans, they probably ain't that old.
well, yeah, I mean, this is a history lesson for them.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
yeah, you got
Tim
Duncan. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so it's like,
but there ain't really been that many good big mans lately.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, but traditionally, you know, great big men have been a blueprint for winning titles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so.
But we changed the whole dynamic of that when we went small ball, and we changed the way the league was playing.
And you know the funny thing that happens about trends?
Yeah, they get broken.
They all in.
Yeah.
They all in.
Yeah.
So.
And it's back to the big mans, the Jokic's.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Jokic,
back to the big mans.
Giannis. You know. So
I want to say Embiid, but he'd be disappointing me, man.
I mean, what would you call the Celtics? Are the Celtics an aberration, or what are they? I mean, you know, Porzingis, Tatum. What are they? I mean, I guess Porzingis
they didn't win nothing with
really didn't play. Porzingis really didn't play. He didn't play in the finals, though.
Right.
He played
when
the rest of the playoffs.
When the lights was on.
He played the first 4 rounds.
Yeah.
He just didn't play the finals.
Yeah. Okay.
But
they was already just a complete dominant team.
But yeah, I mean, I think it makes them. I think they have a higher ceiling. they have a higher ceiling. Because agree or disagree, that Dallas Mavericks title or finals run was kind of fluky.
It was. I agree.
Kind of fortunate.
Yeah, they was.
So
They just fell into place for them.
yeah, so I think they just have a better chance.
Okay.
And you think they have a better chance? You think the Luka Celtics, or you think the Luka Mavs have a better chance against the Celtics, or the Anthony Davis Mavs have a better chance with the Celtics? You consider the defense of having three bigs to put on Porzingis, the two that can switch out. You got point guard and Kyrie who can, create and get in the lane, lob threats with 3 lob threats, pick and roll with pick and pop options.
Well, adding Clay
A traditional offense.
brings another
dynamic
to the Dallas Mavericks.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the lockdown defender that he used to be, but he's still a hell of a defender. And they still had 2 good bigs to play against the Boston Celtics. So,
But they don't play at the same time. They alternate.
I could go with Anthony Davis.
I mean,
on the Mavs would be a more formidable team to play against Boston. If Boston was to make it, I don't think Boston gonna make it this year. But anyway, that's another podcast.
Would you agree that out of the starting lineup of the Mavericks, Klay Thompson is probably your lowest ceiling guy, where he's probably the worst player in that starting lineup? With Luka or Anthony Davis, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's
Now-
not like he was better than AD or
Now,
Luka.
do you think Klay Thompson has a higher potential with Anthony Davis playing alongside Anthony Davis, or he has a higher potential playing alongside Luka Doncic?
I would
Considering
say
how he
Luka, because Luka passes, and Luka can pass the ball and get the ball to him. AD ain't a passer like Luka,
Well, but
and Clay is not an off the dribble type of guy. He's a set, in a spot, get to a spot and pop. So in that case, I would say that he will flourish a little bit better with Luka than AD.
okay.
Did you look at it like that?
No, I disagree. I think that Luka is a creator. Well, yeah, Luka is a creator, and
Right.
Anthony Davis is not a creator.
Right.
Like that part of it,
You agree with?
I agree.
Okay.
But now Anthony Davis can find an open man when they double off of somebody. He can get that pass out like Shaq got that pass out. Whether it leads to whether Anthony Davis gets the assist or not is irrelevant as long as he got
it to the right person.
got the ball rolling, got the pass going where the pass.
Now I do feel like when they double, that it'll leave the perimeter players open because the defense is gonna have to sag off in order to double, and that'll give some open shots. But still, the defense will still sag off even with Luka because Luka gonna penetrate.
Yes.
And the defense is still gonna collapse, and that's gonna leave the perimeter players open, and Luka will get it out there.
And you can still get that dynamic from Kyrie. You don't lose that dynamic because you lost Luka.
But 2 is always better than 1. 2 is always better than 1.
Well, the
If
Lakers
you got
got
2 million, if you got 2 million, you were doing a lot better than if you just got 1 million.
The Lakers got 2 ball dominant creators, and I don't feel like their teams. They have a better team.
You don't think they got a better team with Luka?
Not.
They got the same
All,
players,
all the
player.
pieces. Yeah, they've got holes in the roster now.
But 2 is better than 1. Yeah, the Lakers lose their defensive anchor. They lose a lot on defense because Luka is an Olay type of defender. He just let them go like, go ahead.
They lose their best defensive player, and now it creates a hole up in the front court.
And LeBron is older, and LeBron ain't really known for his defense like locked down.
No, he's never been known for defense. He's been people.
He good.
People think that chase down blocks equate to a defensive presence.
And that's wrong. That's crazy. No, that's just team defense. He plays good team defense.
That's one or two plays.
But that's part of team defense.
Yeah.
You agree with me on that? That's part of team defense. He can, he can get a pass,
cover up a mistake or something. Yeah.
But just taking his man like, I got you, like how Mike playing Kobe. You know what I'm saying? That's locked down as much as you can get a lockdown on a person like Kobe. But it wasn't too much of a lockdown because they probably scored like about 28, 27 points. One had 28, Mike had 28, Kobe had 27. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? But LeBron was never that. So,
right. For
the long term, you feel like the Lakers got the best of the trade.
Yeah, for the long term, yeah. I mean, and this trade could actually add a season or two to LeBron's longevity.
Oh, I hope not.
Because now he don't have to have the ball, as much now. But we don't have any evidence of LeBron being a good off-ball player. Well, no, not slowing down, but we don't have any good evidence of him being a good off-ball player. So, can LeBron even make that adjustment to be an off-ball player? I actually think that they'd probably be better this year with LeBron being the traditional LeBron, because I think Luka would probably adapt to having the ball less better than LeBron would adapt to having the ball less. Kind of an old dog, new tricks type of thing. Like,
okay.
Luka's the better shooter, I think. LeBron might have a better percentage this year, but I trust Luka spotting up more than I would trust LeBron just spotting up.
LeBron just streaky.
Yeah.
LeBron real streaky.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you think the Lakers were better with AD or with Luka?
Well, I think they're better with Anthony Davis. They were better before they traded because they didn't have that gaping hole in their roster. Yeah, they didn't have great small forward options, but not everybody has a great player on every position. So, just kind of one of the things. It was what it was. They had they tried to get Finney Smith, and they had Rui Hachimura. They got I don't know. I guess I say that, but I guess LeBron's a small forward, so.
Right. Well, now he transformed into a power forward.
Yeah, they're start playing on more power, but I think him and Rui they're both interchangeable 3s and 4s. Like they can both do the 3 or 4 things, so it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
So I actually think they were probably a more complete team, pre-trade, but this sets them up for the future, and that's why you do this deal.
Right. Okay. Let's move on to the next trade that pretty much dominated the headlines and everybody talking. Jimmy Butler to my Golden State Warriors, and we let go Andrew Wiggins, Lindy Waters, and
Kyle Anderson. Do you count Dennis Schroeder, or you say
no? Dennis Schroeder was nice when he was with Atlanta.
Via Warriors.
Now when he was with Atlanta, Dennis Schroeder was tough. But this ain't that Dennis Schroeder.
He played good when he was on Brooklyn this year.
Okay. He played good in some spots with us.
He played good all year for free trade, but he was the point guard, and he's not going to be the point guard when he got Steph on the court.
This was a different system than he probably was.
Well, he had the ball,
and
he created and he ran the team,
right?
And now you go from running a team to being a piece,
right?
And so, with Detroit, he's going to be a piece. He's not going to take that team from what is his name? Cunningham. Yeah, he's not going to take that team from him. So he's just going to be a piece there too. So
So, for us, I like the trade. I like Butler. I like the player that he is. You add an extra defensive player, you know, with what we got with Draymond. I think he's a better defensive player than Wiggins. Wiggins was sometime. He might be good today. You just never know with Wiggins. I liked the Wiggins on the team, but he just was absent a whole bunch of times. Even though he was there, he was absent. His game wasn't there. Butler gonna be there. Butler's happy. You know, he was tired of Pat Riley, and Pat Riley was tired of him.
And he wanted that contract.
And he wanted the contract. So he's gonna play. He's gonna be a plus. Like I said, he's a defensive player. He's a tough guy. He's a no nonsense type of guy, and he's gonna get you at least 20 points. And he do a lot of stuff like Draymond that don't show up in the stats. You know, Draymond do a lot that don't show up in the stats, but it helps the team win. And Butler's in that same mode. Plus Butler, you know what I'm saying? He ain't soft at all. He ain't soft. So you can't come up there. You can't be doing crazy stuff to Steph and think that, you know what I'm saying, you ain't finna get yours. You know what I'm saying? You might not get put in, you know how Dre put Rudy Gobert in the Hucklebuck. You might not get that, but hey, they gonna let you have it. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna be a soft team. They ain't gonna be a finesse type team. They gonna have some grit in them. You know, do I think that will elevate us to the top 4 in the West? Nah, I think we still a player or two short, a player or two away from being there. You know, I feel like we need a solid big man, and we probably need something on the bench. But other than that, I like the trade. I just don't think it's going to take us to where we need to go.
Yeah, I think the trade, and it's pretty much the last hurrah for the Warriors, I think, as far as adding, you know, major pieces to the team. I mean, this is basically this is what the replacement for Clay is. They, you know, sent Clay away at the end of the year. They chose not to re-sign him, and you got a deal in Dallas. And they traded a couple pieces, and it's pretty much, you know, you trade Clay for Jimmy Butler. Does that go with what the core of the team was? No. I mean, he's a different type of player than Clay was. He's not going to give you the spacing, but he gives you, you know, different things. He gives you defense,
tenacity,
yeah,
things that you can't really put in the box score. And he's a slasher.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he moves without the ball. He passes real well. He just don't have that 3-point shot. He a mid-range type of player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's an inside the arc type of player. You know, he's not a beyond the arc. Although he might can get out there and hit a few of them, but his strengths is inside the arc and just being tough and backing his man down. You know, getting it in a post, and you know, if somebody double him, kick it out. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of player he is.
Yeah, getting a foul or a bucket.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, well, how do you think he's assimilated so far? What do you think of how they play?
I give him my A. I give him my A. You know, from what I've seen, and I watched a couple games, and I give him my A.
Right now, he's averaging. He's played 4 games. He's averaged 21 points, 7 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 1.2 steals. Shooting 44.5% from the field. Shooting a dismal 14% from 3, but
he's not a 3-point shooter.
And everybody knows that, and he knows that. That's why he was 0 for 1, 0 for 2, 0 for 0, and 1 for 4. He's not taking a ton of shots from out there, so he's not killing you.
Right.
You know, so it's not
He
like
ain't shooting us out the game.
Yeah, he's not doing that. So, yeah, he's only gonna take 1 or 2 threes a game typically, and so yeah, I don't think you have to really worry about that 3-point percentage. It's just it's gonna take probably some getting used to for Steph, because I know they're used to playing with floor spacers, and that's just not what he does. But like you said, he's a slasher, and maybe Steph can get open off of that.
Yeah.
You know, maybe, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it probably has some interest in pick and roll dynamics between small and small. You know, maybe Jimmy and Steph can get some kind of pick and roll going,
Or Draymond and Jimmy.
or Draymond and Jimmy. Yeah. So, I think they obviously won this trade.
Yeah,
I mean,
most definitely we won a trade.
Andrew Wiggins isn't really a prize to be had.
Not no more.
You know, he was never a prize to be had.
I can say this, and I will get this up to my guy Wiggs. Appreciate you, brother, for your part that you played in our 2022 championship run. You was the second best player on the team to help us win that title. But since then, it's always about what have you done lately. And you came up short on that aspect. But, you know, like I said, I appreciate you. You helped us win that.
Fair or unfair, I feel like Andrew Wiggins' career success is going to be remembered as 2 weeks. I think he played 2 weeks of amazing basketball. To me, that whole playoff run, the second best player on that Warrior team was Jordan Poole. For the Western Conference playoffs, Jordan Poole was the yin to Steph's yang. And not to say Andrew Wiggins didn't show up and didn't play well, but he wasn't the second. He was the second best player on that team for about 2 weeks.
The reason why I disagree with you on that is because Wiggs played defense. Jordan did not play no defense. Jordan Poole did not. He was just this end of the court type of player. Both ends of the court. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I give him credit, you know, as being the second best player, even in the playoffs.
Okay.
Even over Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole was a hell of a scorer. We miss Jordan Poole right now. Right now we miss him. Wish he was on the team still, but he didn't play both ends of the court. He might have played halfway decent team defense, but as far as just defense, he wasn't there. Wiggs played defense. Wiggs played on both ends of the court.
Yeah, we know Jordan Poole isn't a defensive player, but he's got
Steph ability.
Yeah, he's
Steph-like.
And
Steph-ish.
And that's what he looked like in that postseason. He looked like Steph-like. He was great value Steph. He wasn't even great. He was Kroger brand Steph. He wasn't even great value brand. He was Kroger brand Steph. You know, I mean, I know Kroger's regional, but
or Winn-Dixie.
I think Kroger better than Winn-Dixie brand. Was they best or something like it, Shaq or something crazy? But yeah, he was just slightly, you know, alternative. Yeah, he was like a slightly alternative brand. He was,
I could go with
you
that.
know, if Steph is Starbucks, then he was Dunkin' Donuts coffee or something. You know, like not quite there, but you know, in a pinch.
Right.
And it was some pitches.
Right.
You know, in them playoffs, like Jordan had some magic.
Oh, he had some magic. He definitely did. But Andrew Wiggins was locking his man down. You know, and that goes a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because defense wins championships. You know what I mean? Jordan didn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was Steph-like in his shooting ability and getting to the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Yeah.
But I would take a guy that's got defense and a guy that's got good offense over not a Steph, but a Steph-like type of guy. That's just me, because I know defense wins, and if you can lock your man down and get stops and get the ball back for the player like a Steph or a Jordan to do what they do, then that's what make it everything go.
Yeah, so I pulled it up, and Andrew Wiggins averaged. I say Andrew Wiggins. Yeah, Andrew Wiggins. Let's go Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins averaged for the whole playoff run. You know, he was the second best player in the finals, no doubt. But for the whole playoff run, he averaged 16.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, 1.8 assists over the playoffs.
But see, that ain't even saying what he did on defense,
Right.
though.
Well, rebounding is kind of
That's
kind of part of defense.
That ain't defense.
But to your point, in the playoffs, Jordan Poole averaged 17 points.
So that ain't even much difference.
It was negligible, yeah. I mean, but I remember Jordan Poole not showing up for the NBA Finals. He didn't play well. I didn't remember it being. I mean, because he probably had the tank. Because he had some. Pretty sure he had some 30-point playoff games.
He might have did have one,
Um,
maybe two. But I'm just telling you, man, that defense. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this: 30 against Denver, 29 against Denver, 27 against Denver, 31 against Memphis, 27 against Memphis, 23 against Dallas, and then he had a bad, for the finals he had 15, 14, 14, 10, 17, and 9. So he just didn't do a whole lot in the finals. But
Hey, Jordan was leading the pack. He was filling in for Clay.
and Andrew Wiggins didn't have a single 30-point game, but that's not what you expect from Wiggins anyway, though.
No, give me 20.
But he did have
like 7 rebounds, but lock your man down. Hold your man to under what he's normally averaging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he was on Jason Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
And he was playing, if I'm mistaken, he was playing both Tatum and Brown.
Yeah.
So and you know, there was plenty of games where Tatum was looking subpar.
Mm-hmm.
Subpar.
That's why they were saying he needed to get tougher
Mm-hmm.
and delete Kobe number or whatever.
Yeah.
They were saying, someone was saying delete that text message.
Mm. Yeah. So you know, that's why I give it to Wiggins. Just like Andre Iguodala, when he won the Finals MVP, he D'd up LeBron.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had LeBron looking not really like LeBron.
LeBron's stats were still crazy. His stats were still crazy.
His stats were still crazy, but he didn't have those LeBron type games.
Mm-hmm.
You just looked up, it was like, oh damn, he got 30. Oh damn,
He got 37.
Yeah. But he didn't have that LeBron impact on the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the same Andrew Wiggins that Miami got. And I hope the best for him, but Miami didn't get the best of the trade.
No.
They lost a major piece. You know, it was really Butler and Bam was the reason why they was going to them finals when they went to the finals. And now that Butler gone, I don't see no more finals in their forecast.
No, they're done.
Yeah,
They're done.
so, hey. Now, let's move on to the next trade, which would be Fox to the Spurs.
To the Spurs. Go, Spurs, go!
And the Kings got
Zach LaVine.
Zach LaVine. They got Zach, and that reunited Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan.
For whatever that's worth.
Yeah, for whatever that's worth. Yeah, but you know they got chemistry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The most notable things in this trade are obviously De'Aaron Fox went to the San Antonio Spurs, which solidifies their point guard situation for the future for the next 8, 10 years, maybe.
Yeah, and they just get rid of. I mean, they don't get rid of, but they don't put the sole point guard responsibility on Chris Paul.
Yeah,
Because he's unreliable come playoff time.
well, yeah. And now
Plus, because he's old, he's breaking down.
this will allow Chris Paul to be a pinch hitter.
Yeah.
You know, they can bring him in a pinch. De'Aaron Fox or Stephon Castle getting foul trouble or something, they can plug a veteran Hall of Famer in there, or they can start with him. But he don't have to. And if they lose him, no big deal. Well, I won't say that because Stephon Castle is still a rookie. So you know, for this year, you know, if something happens, you might want the vet in there over the rookie.
Right.
But other than that, like, I think you take your chances either way. Like, it's like, well, if Chris Paul's hurt, I'm not going to lose any sleep. We still got a capable guy to play that part.
Right.
And they didn't have to give up Vassell. They didn't have to give up Sohan. So they have trade pieces to do other things for next year and the years to come if they want to try to upgrade some of these other pieces.
For the long term, who won that trade?
Maybe the Kings
For the long term?
for the long term.
Okay.
Because the Kings in this trade received this year's pick, first round pick of the Charlotte Hornets, who are the third worst team in the in the league right now.
Okay.
So they're probably, depending on how the lottery balls fall, they should be in the top. It should net them a
In the
top
top
5
four.
pick.
Or,
Top
Top
4,
four.
top 5 pick. I mean, sometimes lottery balls fall weird, so they could be 7th pick, just depending on how the balls fall.
Okay.
But it should net them a top 5 pick at the least. So I think for the long term, they'll get the reboot. I know I've heard that the number one prospect was talking about the possibility of returning to school for another year because maybe he don't want to play for Charlotte or.
Like that, I'm gonna stay in school.
But
I'm gonna stay in school.
if Charlotte gets that pick and he can go to the Spurs, maybe he changes his mind.
Yeah.
Like I can go play with Wemby and Fox.
Yeah.
I'm good.
What position do he play though?
I say in the league he's a power.
Okay.
He's a small or a power. And he played with the Olympic select team last year in the off season and held his own against and not even held his own. Look, spectacular at times against some of the best players in the league.
Now I really think that San Antonio still need like another big man.
Well, that could be Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag is like a forward or something.
Yeah,
forward.
He's like a
A small forward.
would-
For college, he's a small forward. He ain't no. I don't think he's a power forward, which I don't really know because I don't really follow college as much.
Yeah, I mean Cooper Flag. Let's see, he is. Doesn't say, but if I had to guess, I think he'd be maybe like a Rui Hachimura, P.J. Washington, where he's one of those tweener 3-4s where he could play both. 6'9", 205.
But what I'm saying they need a center.
Yeah. Wemby, what do you mean?
I understand that, but Wemby ain't a banger. You know what I'm saying?
Why do they need a banger? Who's Golden State's banger?
We got like Kevon Looney,
So he was.
Jackson,
Give me
Davis.
Wemby.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I think if they had another big guy to go along with him and let him Because he's not really a conventional center like that. You know what I'm saying? He plays out on the
I mean,
out on the.
Steph ain't a conventional point guard. What do you do?
He is, but just the system that they play got him to where he's a 1 or a 2. But what I'm saying is, Wemby's he's a 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
He do block shots. He blocks a hell of a lot of shots. But he blocks shots out not really underneath the basket or in the paint. He blocks shots all over the floor.
Oh yeah, I mean because he's so long. It's like
right. He blocks shots on the 3-point line.
You shoot around him and you think you far enough, but you ain't.
But they still. What I'm saying is they need to get somebody that's out there that's gonna get like them rebounds. You know what I'm saying? What wouldn't be rebound?
11.
Okay. That's good. But
I mean, especially for how perimeter. If he actually played closer to the basket, he'd get more rebounds. He'd average about 14 if he played closer to the basket. But he's always shooting from out there, so he's nowhere. He's in pretty much taking himself completely out of offensive rebounding, completely.
Right.
Because he'll never get one because he's shooting from the 3-point line so much. So if he
that's all I'm
closer
saying.
to the basket,
They need somebody.
that's another 3 rebounds.
They need somebody that plays close to the basket. Let him do what he do out there, and still have a big man or a nice sized power forward that plays close to the rim.
I think that could be Cooper though. It says he's
think
6'9". He's 6'9".
But is he built like that?
No, I mean
He
right
ain't built like
now
that.
he's 205, so he's slight and slender. But he's a college kid. He gonna put on weight. He gonna get to about. I mean, he's still gonna probably get to about 230, 240. But I think, I mean, Cooper Flag seems to be a versatile tweener big, but it's a versatile team.
Okay. So they playing positionless ball except for Wendy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're gonna be able to switch. Like, good luck trying to you gonna try to do a pick and roll and bring Wemby up. I think
You could
try to
Wemby up.
try to get Wemby on the pick and roll.
Yeah, you can do that because although he's long, you can still go right around him. If you pick him off or bring him up,
And then guess where he is?
he behind you.
He's behind you.
But you just a
A lot of that ain't been working out. A lot of that ain't been working for smaller players. A lot of that ain't been working out. Now you can't see him. Now you can't see him. Now you don't know where he at.
That may be, but
Yeah.
I still think they need another big man.
I mean,
to
I agree with you.
to
I
compliment
agree
him.
with you. I agree with you.
You know, like
But I think Cooper can be that, or he can be part of that puzzle.
just like
Like I think
David Robinson and Tim Duncan,
Mm-hmm. I think just Cooper Flag's more of a PJ Washington.
or Hakeem and Ralph Sampson.
Oh, okay. I was going to say Robert Ory. Okay.
No, Ralph Sampson.
Okay.
Because Ralph Sampson was like 7'4" or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Hakeem was the
They played together?
yeah.
Or
No, they played together.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
that was okay.
Yeah, they played together. And Hakeem was he was like the more of the muscle.
Okay.
You know, that's basically what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, getting muscle, because ain't nobody gonna ever confuse Wemby with muscle.
I mean, but the part of this is that Cooper Flag's 18. We grow till we 21. He's 6'9".
I stopped growing before.
Well,
then.
yeah, I mean, he's already 6'9". So
he shouldn't even have to grow no more. He should already be there.
He might be 6'11" though.
But
Paul George was drafted at 6'8". He's 6'10" and a half.
He's 6'10".
Yeah.
That's just what they put on. You know, a lot of times what they put on
Well,
paper is not actually what they
he
are.
was drafted. He played 1 year in college.
Okay.
So he grew 2 more inches when he got in the league. I mean, because they
He grew a little bit. Let's just say he grew a little more.
mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times what they say is your height is not actually what your height is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Kevin Durant won't say he's 7 feet, but everybody knows he's 7 foot.
I
DeMarcus Cousins is listed at 7 feet. You see that picture of him standing with DeMarcus Cousins?
don't know.
DeMarcus Cousins told him, "Don't stand next to me." Somebody lied.
Okay. So Spurs got the best of that trade. Long term and short term.
Well, I think.
No, you already said
Yeah,
the Kings
I think.
that long term.
No, I didn't say King. I mean, it's a lottery ball.
Okay.
So I mean, it's the potential. What you do with that pick, they might pick Zach Richaud. Like we don't know. We don't know what they're gonna get. So I mean, but I'm just saying they got the potential to come out ahead.
Okay.
Because I mean, Jason Tatum was drafted 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kevin Durant was drafted 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you can. It's really good players you can get. You know. And
really
yeah,
up and down the draft.
That's
first
not,
round.
That's not the number 1 pick.
Well, even second round.
Yeah, like so they can get another franchise influencing player. You know, I mean, you know, the pieces they got. I don't know. You feel about that? How you feel? I mean, they got. I want to keep calling them Confederate. They got DeMar DeRozan. They got
Who is the Confederate?
the center, Sabonis. There we go.
Sabonis?
Sabonis. Yeah, the Sabonis. There we go.
He called him
They got-
Confederate.
He looks like if you put him in World War or Civil War attire. Yeah, he looked the part. I guarantee you, he looked the part.
Oh man.
But yeah, you got DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and Sabonis. So you feel about that how you feel about that. But I think with them players, you take the best available player and don't care about position because none of those guys are game-changing players.
Okay.
They're good players. Yeah, they're good players. But none of them ever changed the fortunes of your franchise players
Okay.
because they haven't done it
Right.
and they've been around.
Okay.
But I think long term and short term, it's easy to say the Spurs got the best of the trade, but there is a potential there, depending on how this lottery ball shakes out, and what number they get, and who this player actually is.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a potential. You know, I mean, you know, Jordan was the 2nd pick, or no, was he the 3rd pick?
I think Hakeem went first.
And then Sam Bowie. So yeah, Jordan was the 3rd pick.
Yeah.
So you know, so just not in there. Not a Michael Jordan this draft. I'm pretty sure.
No.
They say Cooper Flax
Nor
is a
is
really
it
good
a
player.
Hakeem.
Yeah, but they could come out with a really good player. We just don't know.
Right.
We just don't know. But I'm just saying, don't look past what the Kings got in this trade, because 3 or 4 years down the line, we can be looking back and saying they got fair value for De'Aaron Fox.
Okay. So the next trade would be DeAndre Hunter to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Who did Cleveland give up for DeAndre Hunter?
Who did Cleveland give up for DeAndre Hunter? I have to find a trade. But while we talk about that, okay, they gave up Karis LeVert, George Niang, 3 second-round picks, and it says 2 pick swaps. No clue what picks they were, but if the
That was okay. You know, although that weekend they benched just a little bit, but DeAndre Hunter, that's a good player.
Yeah.
To back up. What do you play? Power forward?
no, he's small.
Small forward?
He's 6'8". I mean, he might be able to
A
tween
tweener.
for you. He might, yeah.
Tweener.
Like that Cooper Flag, P.J.
Yeah.
Washington. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
tweener for it.
Yeah.
But he's a 3-point assassin. Like that's what he does. He's only played 2 games for the Cavs so far. He's averaged 15 points, but he's shooting 54% from behind the arc.
Okay.
You know, he's shooting 39% from 3 for the season at 19 points a game.
Do you think that trade right there will take Cleveland over the top, put them past Boston? Like they already passed Boston, but do you think that will allow them to,
Like in the playoffs, though, like an
in the
actual series.
yeah, to overcome Boston?
I think this makes them the favorite in the East.
I always thought that they were the favorite in the East.
Well,
just
but Cleveland, I mean, Celtics have done it though.
yeah.
And you still put pre DeAndre Hunter trade. You think the Cavs take the Celtics out in the 7-game series
Before DeAndre.
before DeAndre Hunter?
Yeah, I would go with Cleveland because I've been rocking with them all year. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just something about them. Something about them. They got.
But do you
They got
believe
two good big men.
Uh-huh.
You know, and they got Donovan Mitchell
Darius Garland.
and Darius Garland, and they had those other little pieces that they had in there.
Mm-hmm.
They had the Karis LeVerts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's a solid player.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they had them other little pieces in there that you know that fit right in them other slots.
But I think this.
I definitely think that this should help them get past Boston. Plus, Boston ain't playing like Boston was playing last year.
This could
Boston was on a mission last year.
this could get Cleveland their 2nd championship. This could do it.
Yeah,
100%. I didn't believe in it all year, but now
I did. I was telling y'all. Y'all remember?
He
Y'all remember I was
did.
telling
He
y'all.
did. I didn't. But yeah.
The rich get richer.
The rich get richer. I don't know why the Hawks want to do this deal. Why they want to give up a player that averages 19 points and shoots 39% from behind the arc. Like, I don't know why you want to give that player up. I mean, I guess maybe to make room for Zach Ricochet for their number 1 pick, I guess. But
They're not. Who's to say that they even gonna get a number 1 pick?
what I'm saying, the guy that they drafted this year,
Oh,
the number 2 pick, he wasn't the number 1 pick. I think the guy for Washington was the number 1 pick. But yeah, they had the number 2 pick, and they drafted one of these foreign guys. I'm sorry, not to disrespect you, but you know, somebody, an unknown commodity,
right.
and they're trading this. I mean, maybe this guy's killing it in practice because they got rid of DeAndre Hunter, so they got to feel confident in what they're doing and what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's just mad negligent, malpractice.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but or maybe they just need to get him out of Atlanta. I don't know.
So I definitely say Cleveland came out on top on this with this trade.
Mm-hmm.
Long term,
Yeah, I mean,
well, short term. But he's a young guy, so he might. It all depends on what Atlanta get from the pick.
I mean, he's 27, but
Man, listen, that's still 8 more
No, I'm
years.
saying-
At
I'm
least
saying-
8 more
I'm saying
years.
he's-
6 to 8 more years.
he's a win now player. He's this is like the prime of his career. Like these are his prime years,
Mm-hmm.
and so
But like I said, it all depends on what Atlanta get from this pick, though. What it matriculates to be.
no, they didn't get a pick. They didn't get a pick. I'm saying that's the only reason I can think why they traded him away was to make room for the guy that they drafted number 2 this year.
So throw. Oh, okay. I was gonna say throw some games. So they
Just to get the other guy in the lineup. Yeah, to get him out the way,
Okay.
just to get him out of his way. Just how the Lakers let go of Eddie Jones because they just like they need to create space, like you know
Gotcha.
to get him more playing time
Gotcha.
and to be able to justify it.
Gotcha.
But I think it makes them a title favorite if they weren't before. I mean, it definitely improved their odds to win a championship.
Right.
So
Okay. I think the last trade that we got would be Brandon Ingram to
Toronto Raptors.
The Toronto Raptors. What did Toronto give up for Bi?
I'm looking. Not sure about that, but let's talk about these other things while I find that. So maybe he was traded because the Hornets didn't want to pay him. Not the Hornets. The Pelicans didn't want to pay him because he immediately signed a 3-year, $120 million extension.
But my thing is, I'd have kept Bi as opposed to Zion. You know, I would have been trying to. Well, probably didn't nobody want to take a chance on Zion.
Yeah, I mean, but they also had Brandon Ingram for 4 years, maybe, and they've been in the Brandon Ingram business for 4 years, and what has it gotten them? So I think
They've been in the Zion business for about the same 4 years.
I think they're just ready to punt. I think they're ready to walk away from it
From both of them
and start over. Yeah,
But
I think they're ready to start over.
I would have kept Brandon over Zion. I would have
Because-
tried to get rid of Zion.
So they gave up Brandon Ingram, and what they got in return are Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, first-round pick, a second-round pick. Don't say any protections, so they want lottery balls. I think they just want to start over. They saying we got Trey Murphy. Other than that, just rebuild. They've already got rid of the guy. He's in the white guy. He's in OKC now. Caruso. They got rid of Caruso. Yeah, I think they're probably just wanting to just start over. I think they just start over. I think they're starting a rebuild plan. Because yeah, I mean they didn't improve the team.
No, definitely.
You know.
didn't.
But Ingram hasn't played yet, and from what I'm seeing, he's got an ankle injury, and he's expected to be out at least another month, which would put him into March. Which at that point they might start asking themselves, well, should we really play him? Should we just give him the rest of the season off? Lottery balls. So the Raptors you might not see him play in a Raptors jersey this year.
That would be smart. So they'll drop down in the stands, probably get
Right now
a
the
good
13th.
pick.
Right now the
Oh yeah,
13th in the conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, with 17 wins.
Yeah. So that I wouldn't even play him. I let him rest,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully we can get a good pick. Probably trade the pick for a good veteran player to go with Brandon Ingram.
You trade the pick?
Yeah, I mean, cause this group of
Well, no. They gave up a pick to get Brandon Ingram. The Pelicans are getting a pick.
no, but
Pelicans are getting a pick.
if Toronto, you say Toronto was 13th.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, get that early pick.
Yeah,
That
they
number
gonna, yeah, they
4 or
gonna,
5
yeah,
lottery pick.
Yeah,
To
they
trade
could,
that
they
for
could trade that for a veteran player to go along with
Mm-hmm.
Bi. And what's that other the point guard or the two guard, the guy that's there now?
I know they had Anunoby, he's gone,
No,
and they have
no.
Siakam, and he's gone.
No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about he a smaller guy.
I'm gonna have to look at the roster because I am. I felt like they did have one player that I was forgetting, Scotty Barnes.
That's what. Yeah, Scotty Barnes. That's
Scotty
what I'm talking about.
Barnes. They got
That's what I
Grady
was talking
Dick,
about.
Scotty Barnes.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. And those are. Apparently, they were saying that Grady Dick was the only guy they thought was untouchable. They didn't want to feel it was untouchable, but.
Damn, so they was gonna be part with Scotty.
Well, that don't necessarily mean that they wanted to trade him, but they were saying the only guy that was kind of off limits. You know.
Okay.
You know, you might not want to trade a guy, but you know, if the right offer comes, then you know.
Shit, if Anthony Davis and Luka Doncic can get traded, anybody except for Steph Curry can get traded. Anybody. But like I said, except for Steph.
But yeah, well, we got one more trade to discuss.
Who was that?
It is the Kyle Kuzma to the Milwaukee Bucks.
That was a good. I like that. I seen him play a couple games, and he seemed happier. He seemed freer.
Mm-hmm.
He just seemed like, you know, the fun is back in his game.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, playing in Washington and, you know, the way they lose, everybody seems to be down in Washington. But now he on a better team, better teammates, possibly a better coach, possibly.
Doc Rivers.
Possibly.
Who was the coach for the Washington Wizards?
We don't even know.
So it's Doc Rivers versus an empty chair.
Yeah.
He might have the advantage.
He might. He might.
Oh shit.
But Milwaukee seemed to be climbing up the stats. I think they in like fifth or sixth place.
Yeah, they're
They climbing up there because they was down at the
They're in
beginning of
the
the
fifth spot.
season. In the beginning of the season, they was
Damn bad.
cellar dwelling.
Yeah, it was about 12 or something. They
Yeah.
started off the season really bad.
They had a rough start to the season, but then they starting to pick it up now, and they starting to climb. And then I think with Kuzma, and then when Giannis get back healthy and get back into the lineup, Dame, Giannis, and Kuzma and Portis with a Lopez. Oh man, that's gonna be a team you ain't gonna want to see. You ain't gonna want to see Milwaukee in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that I think on the whole, probably Chris Middleton was probably the better player for the team.
For the team, okay,
Yeah,
'cause
but
he ain't better than Kuzma. Like it's Kuzma and
He was
Middleton.
a defensive player. He was a defensive player. I like what the player Chris Middleton was for the team better, but
He was always hurt, man. He was fragile.
and he's old.
Yeah,
So this breathes new life into the Milwaukee Bucks, and it gives them a player that's going to actually be out there and a threat offensively. He's not going to.
Something that you told me a little earlier today. Availability
Is the best
ability.
Uh-huh.
So you know, if you know,
Better know it.
if Middleton couldn't be out there, then
And
you
yeah,
know.
worthless, man.
Right.
Right. With a hole in it.
Right. So hey.
Yeah. So, but I like the move. You don't really know how it really looks until Giannis gets back in the lineup.
Mhm.
Yeah. So they haven't played a game together. So right now Kuzma's having to be the second option, and that's not really his thing. Like, he don't thrive as being the second option.
I would say Portis is the second option, at least on paper.
But Portis can't create offense, though. At least I don't think. I think he's got to just get open shots as they come to him.
Yeah,
I
but
think
he's what, 6'10", 6'11".
Yeah, but he.
I mean, pretty much all your shots gonna be open, over the top.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying he can't create his own. I don't think he creates his own offense. Like, you're not going to give Portis the ball and
let him
get you a
at the
bucket.
top of the key.
Yeah, get you a
okay.
bucket.
Yeah,
You know,
much like Clay. Yeah.
You could give Kuzma Clay the ball though, and he'd get a bucket. He
Not no more.
he'd take guys off the dribble from time to time. Yeah, I've seen him do it.
He's not Kyle. Boy, he like Kyle Anderson. Slow mo.
Yeah, he's slow, but everything he does is intentional and with a purpose. He's efficient. Like he scored that 40 points on 3 dribbles or something crazy. Like,
Man, hold on. That was years ago. Years ago.
I'm just saying.
Before the injuries.
Yeah, I'm not saying he can do it now. I'm just saying
Okay.
Clay could get you a bucket if he had to get you a bucket.
Okay.
But yeah, so far he's played 4 games for the Bucks. Averaging 16 points. Not really shooting great. 42%. That's what he shot for Washington all year. 22% from 3. But probably both those things improve when you get one of the best players in the league back. So, and honestly, yeah, I was about to say he probably never played with a player as good as Giannis. But when he played with LeBron was still pretty good. So he'll be the second best. He'll be the best or the second best player he's played with in his career. And that's kind of when Kuzma kind of became a name, is when he was playing for LA.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's where he was the third option for the Lakers. So I think it'll be better for him once they get Giannis back. I think you see his percentages go up and his efficiency go up. So I think that might be the second most impactful trade as far as the Eastern Conference goes, out of all the moves that happened.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that about covers all the notable, the headliner trades. I mean, if you want to talk about
Now hold on. Commercial break me. One time for the one time.
we got the mic on?
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. If there's anything that you liked it about what we was talking about, comment on it. Give us a like. If there's something that you think that we missed, or a point that you think we could have hit on with these trades, let us know about it, man. And I get my man Crown Vic to go back and forth with you. Because I ain't finna to go back and forth with you. I ain't finna do it. I said what I said, and I meant what I said. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Just like that. Vic could go back and forth with you, but I ain't finna do it.
I got time.
Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Share these things. Go ahead, finish with your thought, Crown.
Oh shit, I don't even remember now. The only other trade, I mean, it's not really even notable. The Lakers had a trade for a center. It got rescinded. Dalton Knecht,
Mark
Williams.
Yeah.
It's kind of chaotic. I'm hearing reports that Mark Williams may not want to go back with the team, and so they'll have to figure that out. I heard maybe he's a buyout candidate. I don't know if Charlotte actually wants to go through with that. I mean, and if they does, I figure that maybe they'll put some kind of contingency where he can't go to the Lakers, because that'd be unfair if they get to keep their players and get the big man they traded that they were trying to trade for, and get him for basically nothing in the buyout market. So maybe you see something happens there. But as far as the notable things that happened, that was it. But that was enough, because I mean, it's been crazy. Just probably the craziest trade deadline that I can ever remember. Especially, I mean, probably.
Well, you had a lot of big names to shuffle.
Yeah,
a lot of big
around.
names shuffled.
Yeah.
Major names, not just big names, but major names.
Yeah, household names. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
This was one of those years where the trade deadline changed the landscape of certain teams,
Mm-hmm. It's
certain conferences.
just I've heard people call this trade like the biggest trade in NBA history or the craziest trade in NBA history.
I can say the craziest. I can say the craziest. A lot of things happened.
Yeah. Did you ever hear anything about why they traded Luka?
They weren't happy with how Luka. They say Luka was. They said Luka was like he was on vacation or something. Like he wasn't always there. You know what I'm saying? He was there, but he wasn't there. He didn't give his 100% to the team, and that's why they was because they've been talking bad about Luka in Dallas.
Yeah.
That Nico and the other guy,
Nico Harrison, yeah.
and the other guy, somebody else that's high up, they was talking real bad about Luka. Like that is strange for them to be talking about a player with the status of a Luka, the way they talking about Luka. You know that, and in Dallas, something definitely had to be wrong there.
I think they were getting.
They was just tired of Luka and his shiznayit.
Yeah, I think they were getting a small taste of that LeBron culture, probably. That would, I'm sure Cleveland's had to go through this. I'm sure the Lakers had to go through this, or are going through this. We're going through this. And so did Miami Heat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just this transcendent player, but he's a fucking diva.
Yeah.
I mean, just like having to...
And Golden State went through it with KD, bitch ass.
Probably to a
Diva.
smaller degree.
Yeah, but still, it was the degree was there.
I mean, because they still wanted him to stay. He decided to leave.
We wanted him to stay, and we wanted to get him back. But his bitch ass didn't want to come back. That's why your ass ain't gonna win. Stay your ass there. You're in 12th or 14th place. Stay your ass there. Yeah, you ain't gonna win. Nothing no more.
But yeah, I think they just didn't want to put up with it no more, and they said to hell with this. I mean, you got transcendent basketball player, diva, and then you got these billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
And these billionaires, yeah.
Now, with the trade deadline that came and left, there is still two players that I thought should have been moved.
Oh, okay. Who you got?
And they both was on the Phoenix Suns.
Oh.
Bradley Beal and KD.
I think they both have no trade clauses.
No, Bradley Beal was the one with the no trade clause.
Okay, so Durant didn't have a
trade clause.
Okay. And that probably gives you some insight to why Beal wasn't moved, because he could veto anything, he could shut down anything that came across or was going to come across. And Durant was going to be traded.
Mm-hmm.
They had a deal in place.
Mm-hmm.
3-team trade, at least as far as I heard, it was a 3-team trade.
Yeah.
Durant to Golden State.
So fast.
Butler to Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And then Miami just gets stuff.
Stuff. they just get a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, just Andrew Wiggins and stuff. Or Andrew Wiggins is stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Durant kind of vetoed that and said he didn't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so they nixed the deal. And I think they said that Golden State didn't want to trade for, Kevin Durant if he didn't want to be there.
Right.
So
yeah,
it didn't
Chump.
happen. They got Butler as a consolation prize, and is it going to help? Is it as good for the team as Durant would have been? No, but It's better than
It
where
might
they
be.
started.
It might be. If he didn't want to be there, he wouldn't have probably been playing.
Right.
How,
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm
Up to
just-
his potential.
I'm just saying if Durant, went there and was Kevin Durant.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, but they got like you said, they got a player who wants to be there
Mm-hmm.
and is gonna play his ass off for him.
Right.
So they did the best thing they could do for them, and that's all you can. That's as a GM, that's all you can try to do is improve your team as much as you can. And I say they have probably try to have some work to do, some more trades to do in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
Try to improve. the
Can you
team.
think of anybody that should have been traded or wanted to be traded that wasn't dealt?
Off the top of my head, not really. I know the Kevin Durant thing, and then they said they don't expect Kevin Durant to be back next year, so it's just a matter of where Durant wants to go. Maybe he'll show up in LA. I don't know. I don't know how that happens. Probably doesn't happen.
It ain't gonna happen because of the salary cap.
Yeah. He need to have an expiring contract, and he need to sign for probably a minimal money. So that's not gonna happen. So you just kind of wonder, where Durant will end up next year. But yeah, as far as players who I thought should have been moved or could be moved, no, I really didn't see anything on the radar this year. I didn't think Butler was going to get traded before January when all that stuff happened.
I knew when he kept getting suspended.
That's what I'm saying. In January,
he was going.
in January I knew, but before January I didn't think anything was going to happen.
Right.
So yeah, I didn't really see a bunch of this stuff coming, and nobody seen the Luka thing coming. How could you? But
You think Bam stays there or he wants to be traded?
no, I think they get rid of Bam. I think Bam finds a place to land, probably in the off season, because it makes no sense for him to keep Bam for what?
Start all the way
Yeah,
over,
just
blow the whole
reboot,
team up.
yeah. Just like Toronto's probably, the Pelicans, just like the Pelicans. I feel like the Pelicans are doing just reboot. I think you'll see Zion. Move in the off season.
Okay.
So
Okay.
things to look forward to.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sports Spit, and I'm your host, your player partner, your partner that's a real player out here in these goddamn streets. OG Good Game, with my main man.
Crown Vic, Slick Vic.
Yes, sir. Hey, it's been a good one. I appreciate you. Keep checking us out. Thank you for watching. Peace.
Where's my theme music? Somebody tell me where that theme music at. There it is. Hit me.